Dr. Fauci admitted something major in an interview this week, and I really think that this is a giant scandal, but nobody's really talking about it. It's about the U.S. government's official advice on masks early on during the pandemic. Take a look.
Getting back to your first question, which was what about a month or so or 2 or 3 ago when people were saying you don't really need to wear a mask? Well, the reason for that is that we were concerned, the public health community, and many people were saying this, were concerned that it was at a time when personal protective equipment, including the N95 masks and the surgical masks, were in very short supply. And we wanted to make sure that the people, namely the healthcare workers, who were brave enough to put themselves in harm's way to take care of people who were infected with the coronavirus and the danger of them getting infected, we did not want them to be without the equipment that they needed. So there was not enthusiasm about going out and everybody buying a mask or getting a mask. We were afraid that that would deter away from the people who really needed it. Now we have masks. We know that you don't need an N95 if you're a ordinary person in the street. We also know that simple cloth coverings that many people have can work as well as a mask in many cases. So right now, unequivocally, the recommendation is when you're out there, particularly if you're in a situation where there's active infection, keep the distance physically and wear a mask. So although there appeared to be some contradiction of you were saying this then and why you're saying this now, actually the circumstances have changed. That's the reason why.
Yeah, but if you guys had just said that from the beginning, then nobody would be mad at you. But you didn't say that. See, and I don't want to put this squarely on Fauci, but it's basically every major national medical group, and even I think the World Health Organization, there was this period where everybody was like, oh no, masks don't even help curb the spread of it. What? Masks don't even help curb the spread of a pandemic? But if the main way you get it in your body is if, you touch your mouth or touch your nose or whatever, or, your eyes, well then stands to reason if you don't touch your face and you cover your eyes and your nose and your mouth, it's gonna cut the spread of the virus, right? They actually were making arguments that actually no, wearing masks doesn't do that. So I don't know how else to say this. They were lying to us. That's a lie. That's not true. It does cut the spread. But as he was saying, we feared a shortage. And since we feared a shortage, we wanted to make sure that the frontline workers who needed it the most got it. But instead of saying, hey, we need this for the frontline workers, in which case everybody would understand, or at least some percentage of the population would understand, and there would be enough masks for the frontline workers, they said masks don't work. So guys, you got to understand something. It's stuff like this that leads to a crisis in credibility for governments. And rightfully so. If you're going to BS us that bad, that's really bad. If you're going to BS us that bad, well, then you can't be surprised when people don't, it's boy who cried wolf. You're going to say something at some point that's true, but it sounds extreme, and then people won't believe it, and then, there'll be dangerous and terrifying consequences. Listen, I hate to bring in a foreign policy issue, but it's true. It's like the Iraq War. They lied. We went there, and now they're surprised when, they want to do more war, and we're like, no. To be fair, they're not telling the truth this time either. Usually they lie when it's Syria, when it's Iraq, all these wars they want to get us into. It's lie. But this is an issue where people thought there was some more trust with medical experts within the government. Okay, they're medical experts. What are they going to do? They're not going to tell us the truth? Why wouldn't they tell us the truth? What's their incentive to not tell us the truth? Well, apparently, in this case, they were trying to protect the frontline workers, but they didn't think it through well enough, and so they lied about masks, and now they lose all credibility, because now, what the next thing you tell me about the virus that seems questionable, now, even me, I'm going to go, I don't know if that's true. I have to take everything they say with a grain of salt now, because that was such a brazen lie that it's like, I can't accept a word you say at face value anymore. I want to be able to accept words you say from the medical community at face value, no questions asked. You're the experts. I'm an idiot. This is where I get my advice from. I want that to be the case. But when you lied to me about something as big as masks not working, now I got to take everything you say with a grain of salt because that's the only rational approach. So they destroyed their credibility. And that's damaging, especially because, guys, think about it. There's somebody like me who I'll hear what they say and I'll research it more and try to find out what's true. But then there are plenty of people who literally will do the opposite of whatever these medical associations say now. Whatever these governing medical bodies say, whether it's the World Health Organization or the CDC, whatever it might be. Like now you have plenty of people in this country who are just going to be like, I don't believe a damn word you say at all. And I do think that helps feed into, like, there are plenty of actual COVID-19 conspiracy theories that are like, oh, you know, it's total BS and they're totally inflating the death numbers and whatnot. There's a lot of those kind of conspiracies. And it's like, okay, they're wrong. But at the same time, I can't blame them for not believing what the government says because the government's lied a million times. So, devastating to their credibility, really pathetic. I don't know how they thought they could get away with that, especially when, like, the countries that did social distancing and wearing masks all along had a much lower infection rate to begin with. So it's just like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Now they're paying the price. There are consequences to saying something like that, to doing such a bald-faced lie, and they're going to have to live with the results.